What's that crack? What's that bleeding story? How's everyone doing? Happy bleeding Monday and bollocks like that. I'm just doing this video because I'll tell you, I was on the live stream watch along yesterday with Northside. We were doing watch along for the game, you know, and Northside was saying to me that he's going down to check out the AFTV, see if he can find them, and he's going to try and get on, and came up with a plan. He had an idea and all, and he executed it well, I thought, anyway. I was static, brought it to my attention. Now I actually watched it, and I watched the last few minutes. I was in bed lying there and I fell asleep through it, but I watched it then today, the full lot again, and the comments and everything, it's just mad, you know. Northside came in and he ran amok, you know what I mean. I was just so delighted for him, like, you know what I mean. And I just sort of wrote down bullet points here of the whole sort of conversation and stuff like that. He had Cecil, he had him bleeding knocked out on the ropes, force one or two questions, boom, wobbly dog, he's on the fence. Cecil's knees are like Bambi on ice, you know what I mean. He didn't know where to be looking. Those boys there at the side looking, what's going on here, like, you know what I mean. They were even afraid to come in near Northside because he was throwing haymakers left, right and centre. He had them all bleeding rattled, he did. You know, and Cecil, I like Cecil. He's a nice guy. He seems to be real, like, you know, just a nice person. And even from talking to Julian says he's a real nice guy to talk to and stuff like that. So I'm not slagging him in any way, and I wouldn't do that because I don't know him, and I don't want to, like, you know, slag him and stuff like that. But it was funny to watch, I thought, and on my point of view, because I'm Arteta out, and, like, you know, that's grand, like, you know. But there's no need to be offensive to anyone, like, you know what I mean. If you're Arteta in or Arteta out, like, you know what I mean, at the end of the day we support the one club, you know what I mean, and we all want them to succeed, and that's the way I look at it. And you even see some people will see my videos in and I say Arteta out, oh god, I'm unsubscribing from him, oh please don't, I won't be able to pay the mortgage because I get no money from doing this shit. Fucking do me a favour, you lunatics. Yeah, so first question, Cecil was upbeat and, like, you know, he was ready to go. Who's this new guy? Who is he? Like, you know, Cecil goes, we're currently sitting in top 4. Could this be our year to get top 4? Northside comes in, right hook. He just goes, getting top 4 is not the be all and end all. We spent $250 million trying to get to the position that we're in today. You know, and he's right, 100%. And then Northside goes on to say, people keep talking about top 4. Cecil interrupts, smiley face, bro, it kind of is, bro. Northside, no, not having any of that. We're talking about top 4. We couldn't even get Vlahovic. Fans like me are labelled negative. You know, Cecil's looking defeated at this stage already. He's just going, oh Jesus, this interview isn't going the way that I thought it was going to be going. He was there, top 4, yay. You know, but he looked defeated already, and he knew, well, oh Jesus, this fella knows what he's talking about. And Northside did come across. He knew exactly what to be saying. Anything that Cecil was saying, he was banging them out of the park, man. It was brilliant, you know. So yeah, next thing, fans of me label, and yeah, so Northside then goes, Odegaard has been up and down. Cecil interrupts, up and down, bro? No way. And he's just like, look, he can't believe, like, what's going on here? Are you for real? Like, you know, and he's coming back, he gets up and he's trying to bleed and get back at Northside, like, you know. And he's just scared, no, like, the way he's, no, bro, you know. And Northside just goes, he's inconsistent, you know. And he's like, you know, look, the last few games I'll give it to Odegaard, and he played well yesterday, and I'll be the first one to put my hands up. I was disappointed we signed him, and look, I'd be wrong. As I say, I'm a bleeding clown in a bar in Dublin. I don't know anything about football, we'll say, compared to other people who think they know about it, and they actually don't either, you know. But yeah, like, fair play to Odegaard, he's been playing well lately, but, you know, let's see how he gets on for the rest of the games. We'll have another debate about that some other time. Northside then continued on to go on about Ben White. Northside said, Ben White is looking like our version of Harry Maguire. Cecil had a bleeding hernia. Ben White? He's there like Harry Maguire. Yeah, Yeah, but did you not see the game you played yesterday? He was at fault for 3 goals, mate. You know what I mean? Look, 50 million, we could have got a much better defender for 50 million. Not Ben White. And I always say, and I keep saying it, I didn't even want Ben White. I would have rather Saliba, and we got Basuma, a him beside Partey. 50 million on Ben White? No, thank you. Yeah, so like then at that stage, there was about 3 or 4 guys around, and they were sort of, they were bleeding afraid to even go in, but they were starting looking, and you know, they were, you know, what's going on here? But Northside was just giving up bleeding loads, and they were even going, oh, here, I'm not even looking over there, there's bleeding carnage going on over there. You know, Northside bleeding, throwing haymakers left, right and centre. Come on, me son. Yeah, giving a bleed and everything. Bleeding wrecking the gaff, was bleeding gas, you know. Then the manager, he was on about the manager. Northside, the manager is an employee of the club. If a player is not good enough, we get rid of. Why not the manager if he's not good enough or he's not competing for the title? Because that's what we want to compete for. We want to compete for the title. I want to compete for a title. You know what I mean? Still bleeding, going back talking about history. Talking about the bleeding Invincibles and 98 and like, you know, all that in 89 when we won the leagues and stuff like that. Well, that's all history to us now. Why not? Let's create some now. You know what I mean? But no, we have to wait until this clicks and gets in and then challenge for the league. You know what I mean? Do me a bleeding favour. I'm so bleeding. Oh, I'm being positive. I'll be happy about it. Let's go on. And fair play to Northside. I want to big him up, like, you know, big time. He says, this team, Watford, looking at getting relegated. And they score 2 against us after we spent $250 million spent. That's a great point. 2 goals conceded. At the end of the day, everyone's bigging up this result as if we're after beating Real Madrid in the final or something like that. It's Watford. You know, I know it's at home. So what? Watford, they're down there, the relegation zone, yeah? They scored 2 goals against us. Bad defending, Ben White, Xhaka. You know? Bit of reality there, yeah? So just calm the fucking jets. Cecil now he's looking into space. He's even looking into the background, yeah. Like, I was just taking notes as I'm looking at this, like, you know. He was even afraid to look at Northside. Cecil wakes up. As Northside says, just Conte. He was just looking into space. He heard Conte. Oh, what? Conte? Sure, Conte, look what he's doing at Spurs. Northside, he's not had $250 million to spend, mate. Cecil then shrinks down into his fake Canadian goose jacket, just going, oh, here, you know what I mean? I'm defeated. This guy is after milling me, you know, and fair play to Northside. I have to go big up, mate. It was just comical. And he did go on as well for another bit, but I just, like, you know, it was just good, like, you know, to see, let's say, their sort of style and what they're all about, and it bigging it up like a huge win against Watford. It's bleeding Watford. It was a good win, but come on, it's bleeding Watford. Arsenal should be just doing this job and moving on. You know what I mean? And we're hearing all sorts of things. And then even in the comments, like, I have the thing up here. Like, oh God, there was about 300 and odd comments. A few of them, like, you know, bigging up Northside, but there's a lot of dreamers out there. There really, really is, you know. And I don't get it. I really, really don't. Well, no, do you know what? I do get it if they were born, like, you know, if they're only young fans. And that's not all fans, because young fans like Gracie, Big Josh and all, like, they look into Arsenal. They look into the history, where we were. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? We were a bleeding class team. Huge club. And because back then, we're the huge club today. We have fans all over the world. With fan bases, fan clubs, everything all over the world. You know what I mean? And it was because of back then. You ask any French young fella, Thierry Henry, you know what I mean? Even Anelka, I know he wasn't here that long, but Petit, Vieira, you know what I mean? They love Arsenal, you know, and I could go on. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I'll even read out. I'm only going to read out 1 or 2 comments here. I don't know what this guy's on about. We finally have a style of play. I'm actually just, I scrolled through here. I didn't even look. So, what style of play? Can someone actually tell me what's the style of play? Can you please leave a comment there for me? If I'm wrong, I could be wrong. I just still don't know the style of play. I know it's the starting 11. We all know what the starting 11 is, and it's just yeah, let's try and do something. This guy, I don't know, he sees the style of play. I'd love to get in contact with him. For the first time since the Wenger era, I agree, it's taken Arteta long to get here, but watching this team, there is a clear way we attack and defend. So this guy, he's after seeing, okay, we scored 3 goals. Brilliant. Brilliant 3 goals. I'm not saying they're not. But the defending. Watford scored 2 goals against us. The defending. 3 actually. 1 was offside and disallowed. The defending was pretty poor yesterday. It wasn't great at all. And this guy sees that. Right, okay. Yeah, okay. At the end of his name it says 24. So is he 24? You know, because like, oh my God, you know, this is what you're dealing with. You know what I mean? This guy probably lives in his ma's little box room, and he has loads of tissues around his bed, and I won't say what from. You know what I mean? And I'd say that's pretty much it. He's probably unemployed as well. Now it's about building upon it by becoming more efficient and consistent. Yeah, it should be about that. Being more consistent, but it's not. We'll go and win a few games and then we'll draw against Burnley. You know what I mean? 0-0. Barely had a chance, you know, stuff like that. You know, we drew with a team, Everton, the worst Everton team, worst record. They were useless at the time. I think they won 1 game or drew 1 game. It was awful. You know, yeah, jeez, this is going to start winding me up now. I'm starting reading these comments. I'll do 1 or 2 more because I don't want to ruin me evening. Yeah. Jeez, he's getting a few here. Big up Northside for going on. I totally agree. We failed this season. No trophies. Exactly. And Northside actually did say that about the Nottingham Forest game. He says, yeah, we got knocked out. You know what I mean? These fans seem to forget that, and it was only, what, a few weeks ago. Yeah, the guy talks sense. Yeah, there's a few here. Happy days, yeah. Decision, yeah. Love this guy, absolutely. Love this guy, absolutely on point. That Sissoko goal was too easy. Exactly, and it was too easy, and that goes back to our defending. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, some people just won't wake up. Hate for Arteta will make you criticise every decision, even when we're winning. Hope this brother finds peace. Yeah, okay. I'm sure he's worried about you, mate, and finding peace. Yeah, and then, like, you know, I disagree with this guy, but at least he explains his thinking with respect. And that's fair enough. That's okay. If you don't disagree, that's fair enough. Everyone has their point of view. You know what I mean? Everyone has their point of view. Odegaard up and down. Is he joking? Odegaard has finally found great form, and he gets better and better with every game. Yes, we're going to fucking win the league next year. You know what I mean? And if you can't see it, yeah, you know what to do. And I'm going to leave there because there's a few more here and they're going to bleed wind me up. And me cheeks, I think, are getting a bit red already. But yeah, look, thanks a million, and thanks for all the love and support that I'm getting from my channel. I really do appreciate it. And, you know, big up the north side. I have to give it to him for going on. It's not easy, and I'm telling you that now. It's not easy, and especially when there's people around you and stuff like that, and having a camera in front of you, and let's say other people that are asking the questions that don't agree with your point of view, and to stand there and stand your ground and give your opinion. That's a hard thing to do, and it's an easy thing to do, to sit behind a laptop or your phone or whatever and bang out these comments and stuff like that and think you're the big man. Yeah, you know what I mean? You're not. Okay, so don't worry about it. And if anyone has a problem with my opinions, and they really have a problem and they want to, I'm in Dublin. It's not that big of a place. You could easily find me and we'll have a chat. No problem whatsoever. But I'm a lover, not a fighter. Look, thanks a million for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever the fuck you want. If you don't want to, don't bother. Arteta out and have a good evening.